Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, friends, well, I am here at the Soho Art Materials store, picked up some linen, and we're gonna go across the street and drop into Jeffrey Deitch and see the Frank Stella show. Stay tuned. Okay. I have been trying to get in here for at least a month, and things have come up. The weather was nasty for part of this, but I've also got some projects I'm working on. And, well, the other thing is, I guess this is kind of a memorial sweep because Frank passed away maybe 3 weeks ago. This is K40 large version 2014 fiberglass and foam core, 194 by 152 by 168. Well, I have been covering Frank's work for at least 16, 17 years. I actually caught up with him for a moment when he had his retrospective at the Met, and he had a new piece he was debuting on the roof there, and in a certain way it was kind of a precursor to a lot of these very extravagant fiberglass, and I will say this with scare quotes around it, sculpture. And he actually talked about postmodernism and how he thought it was a bunch of baloney. And I think he was one of those people that firmly believe in modernism has still got a lot of work to do, and postmodernism was kind of a spoiled child kind of aesthetic. This is K144 large version 2014 fiberglass on foam core. Again, 197 by 208 by 150. I think one of the interesting things about this group of sculpture is they're on casters. It makes me think of somebody's office chair where they can roll it around. I'm thinking also Frank was not beyond having a little joke or a little maybe aesthetic quirk as far as the classic ideas of what is and isn't a painting, what is and isn't a sculpture, you know, what are the limitations of sculptural form. And oh gosh, he has got some great painting things going on here. So I think the idea of the the rolling sculpture kind of breaks away from the standard idea of I guess Calder had it, a stabile, a standard stuck in one place kind of sculpture. Although, I guess this would present other problems because with all the climate change and the hurricanes and stuff, this stuff could get blown around and that would be dangerous. Okay, this is titled K23 Large Version 2014 Fiberglass on Foam Core 117-208 by 180. Well, I remember going to another show that Frank was there, and he was calling the show High Reliefs, and that was kind of a joke because these things that were sort of hung on the wall had parts sticking out of them so far that you could actually walk behind the parts of what he was calling a painting. And then he made a point of, while I was explaining the show to some other young artists, he was saying that, well, just because they stick out doesn't mean that they're not paintings, but in a certain way that's kind of playing almost a Duchampian game of what the definition of some kind of art is. I was going to say the other thing is that I think Frank was a very sensual artist and looked at a lot of technology and stuff, and gosh, I'm looking at some of this and thinking he could have been hanging out at custom car shows because some of these finishes really look like stuff you would see on some super cherry hot rods. We'll go up on the raised platform. This is called Gran Cascapelda 2021, painted aluminum. Okay, so this is intriguing. We've got this form, and it's like hanging on this concave, God, I hate to call that a pedestal, but it's like a swing thing, and I wonder if these are movable. I wonder if this thing can be swung back and forth. I'm sure Frank was involved in all of the details about getting the right kind of wheels and structure for the base. I've been doing a series of maps, and one of the other ironic things is that so this was Frank's last show during his lifetime, and I think his first studio when he was 25, 26 years old and had just gotten out of Princeton. He was about 3 blocks away from here. I believe it was on Grand Street, Grand at West Broadway, and he had a little studio over a deli there, and he shared the space with Carl Andre. Oh, that's kind of zingy. It's titled The Petite Cascapedia. Now I think Walter Robinson had commented something about, gosh, he didn't know how Frank went about getting these structures built. But as I recall, I think he was working with some yacht builders. So you would be dealing with a lot of people that were very expert on, creating forms, casting them in some kind of resin. That's a fiberglass. Okay, this is 182. So you're talking about 16, 17 feet tall. And these kind of zingy tubes that kind of zip around here. I'm also getting a feel for the Jetsons. I guess there was a whole art aesthetic at the end of World War II, coming out of the nuclear thing called the, what was it? Maybe it was nuclear style, and a lot of the furniture and stuff in the Jetsons cartoon were kind of based on that. Okay, we'll go upstairs. Okay, this is interesting. So we've got a little scale model of the gallery, although he didn't put a scale model of the scale model in there. It's titled Model for Deitch, Worcester Street, 2023. Stainless steel. I guess you could put a Barbie doll in there, that would be about exactly the right size. Who's the cat in the corner? That must be his technician and his painter. Gets a little homage. I've seen some great shows here at Deitch. I think I saw a Walter Robinson retrospective here about 7 or 8 years ago, and then there was a fantastic Chris Johansson show here. One could pick up one of the little sculptures and slip it into your pocket if you wanted to. Don't tempt me. So, this is James Kalm reporting on Frank Stella, recent sculpture at Jeffrey Deitch in Memoriam. You can like this, share, link it up to all your social media sites. You can talk about it. And you can leave your thoughts, ideas, comments, criticisms, and reviews below. As long as you say, thank you, Frank, for the more than a half century of wonderful, exotic, crazy painting, and thank you, Kate. Matīss Čudars, is that?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.